Diddy's assistant, Brendan Paul, charged with drug felony. Finally. I mean, he's been locked up for a minute. So, what were they doing? Working out some kind of deal?
Big money in this bitch, multiplier. Eateries in a limo, Uber driver. Record a life like a demo. I know they watching. In the air, I'm a lifter. Suicide.
BB in Jack Frost. What's up, party people? Alright, so yeah. So apparently, Diddy's assistant, Brendan Paul, has finally popped back up on the FEDS radar, and he's been charged with a drug felony. Okay. For everybody that either don't know or might have forgotten, in March, there was a situation where Brendan Paul, he is allegedly, I don't know if we want to say allegedly, I guess he's allegedly the drug mule, but his actual title, his assistant to Diddy, was arrested. I believe it happened in March. And what basically happened was there was a situation where Diddy's plane had been, I guess, grounded or pulled over or something along those lines. And Brendan Paul was at that time found with cocaine. He's found with all of the Bolivian nose candies over here, and he was found with actual marijuana candy. And then he was taken into custody, and all this happened around the same time that Diddy's Miami and LA homes were raided. So whenever that happened, in any regard, he is essentially, he goes down as Diddy's assistant. He is Diddy's main assistant. He's 25 years old. He used to actually play for Syracuse Orangemen, and then he left Syracuse and he went to go play at another college, and then he went to go play at Diddy's freak offs. I don't know if he's at the freak offs. I'm just assuming that if you work for Diddy, you have to pull up at the freak off at one time or another, because he got to bang you. In any regard, he has been charged with 1 count drug possession, which is kind of weird because that's what he's officially being charged with, but they dropped a different charge of possession of a controlled substance. So this sounds like his lawyer's obviously working overtime, and also there could possibly be a chance, maybe he isn't, I don't know, this is all allegations, I'm guessing, or just, he might be working with the feds at this point, because this guy doesn't come from the streets. He comes from a nice home somewhere. He got caught up. I guess, they was like, your jump shot isn't as good as you thought, son. Yeah, your jump shot is not what we thought it was going to be. So you're going to have to go into drugs. In any regard, he's officially being charged with cocaine possession. His other charge, because there were 2 charges, his other charge has been dropped. And this kind of lends to the idea that he might be working with the feds. Now, after you guys hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already, I'm going to need for you to go down into the comment section and tell me, what do y'all think is going on? Because remember, he was arrested about a month ago. And now we're finally hearing about the charges that are going to be coming down. Now, with that also being said, we have to realize that the federal government, or at least Homeland Security, the federal government, is trying to put a case going against Diddy. And as always, they're like, we can drop this charge, but that other charge, I don't know if he's going to be able to drop it. This might be what's going on in this particular situation. They were able to drop the possession of a controlled substance charge, but you can't drop all of the charges because they still need something to be holding over his head. So therefore, they kept the charge with cocaine possession charge. Also, maybe the marijuana candy, I'm assuming that that's the charge that they dropped. Maybe the marijuana candy was like not a real charge. So they was like, you know what, we can get rid of that because it's not really that big of a deal. But this cocaine, that's a big deal for him. That's all of the deals. Also, just so we can be clear, the cocaine charge might also line up with a different charge. Remember, Diddy likes this thing called pink cocaine. It's not actually cocaine. It's a synthetic drug Diddy allegedly likes. It's a synthetic drug that comes from Europe somewhere they make it. So it's not too out of the scope of reality to believe that they need to keep the cocaine charge present and they need to keep the cocaine charge in play because of things that they might want to do with Diddy later. So maybe they don't drop the cocaine charge against Brendan Paul until he could produce a little bit more evidence or a little bit more situations, if he's even working with the federal government at all, because we don't know this to be true. But in the case that he is, until he can produce some more evidence that will allow for them to be able to really get Diddy, and then they might allow for this charge to go the way of the dinosaur. We'll see at that point. But him being arrested and them now indicting him, that kind of lends to the idea that they're moving forward pretty quickly, and they probably have some actionable offenses that they want to do against Diddy. That's what this leads me to believe, that right now, with whatever the evidence is that they currently have and whatever the evidence is that they are planning on acquiring, they have enough right now to be able to move forward with this guy. So that means that whatever he has or has not been helping them with, they're ready to, take it to Diddy. Just so we can be clear. Anyway, I want to know what you guys think about this. Do you think he's helping the federal government in any way? I'm pretty sure his family is like, tell it all. We don't own them ninjas nothing. He's probably just telling them to tell it all. I don't think, but look at this guy. We can assume that he's not going to do great in prison. I mean, maybe he's going to do great in prison. He likes to be Diddified. So maybe, as y'all know, I'm not one of these people out here that's like, Diddy's the man. I've never been saying that. But the fact that this dude changed his name to Diddy, and we all know what a diddler is, I mean, inside joke much? Like, comment, subscribe, join the notification game. Hashtag Bronx Bones. Let's get it. I love y'all. Take care of each other. Hug the kids for me. I haven't forgotten about you.